You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building. Welcome home, Meek Mill.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Welcome
man,
home.
it's good to see you, Meek.
Congrats to me coming home. I saw your Dateline special, man, and your Angie interview. It seemed like you moving with purpose now.
Yeah, I've been moving with purpose, though, before this. But,
A different kind of purpose, though.
Yeah, the support I got when I was in prison, though, I feel like I should be reaching back and giving out the same support, because even a lot of people on social media, like, y'all screaming free Meek, y'all got family members in prison, this, that. And, I'm just reaching back the same way people supported me. It really gave me a different outlook to see that many people support me at one time. Of course, I know a lot of people was like supporters of my music and stuff like that, but when it came to real life and people standing outside in the rain, protesting, and actually being a part of helping me get back on these streets, you know what I mean? I felt like I'm entitled to step back, get back.
You've been to jail before, though. Why was this time different? Like what hit you this time? Like
God, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why people came out and stood up for me this way. With me, it always was like I ain't have a platform to really speak. When you speak on stuff and you might just come out of prison, people don't really take it the same way. Even the platforms, like the interviews I'm doing now and the platforms I'm getting now, they wasn't available to me.
white media embracing you.
Yeah. It wasn't available to me a year ago. You know what I'm saying?
It was eye-opening, though, when you went to jail this last time, I think, for a lot of people, because at first the narrative was, oh, well, why should we feel bad for him?
People
he
were mad at
violated
first.
his probation.
Yeah, absolutely.
And some people were saying that, and I was like, well, he popped a wheelie, and he ended up violating his probation for something he didn't even get charged with.
Yeah, and that's what everybody say, though, with the internet. You make one thing that don't look right, before people find out the real story, they're going to judge it anyway.
But then the real story comes out, and we're like, wow, there's a lot more layers to this. And that is the case, I think, with a lot of people, not even just with you, but a lot of people that are in jail for violating probation, and that brings light to a lot of other people going through things.
They got somebody like me that got 7 lawyers that can't get out of a situation.
Right.
Imagine someone who don't have the type backing that I got going on, it'll destroy their life in a quickness, and they would never get relief from a situation like that. Basically, right now, I'm on the street. I got a 2-year sentence right now. Well, 4-year sentence right now. So for the average person to get relief from a situation like that is like slim to 0%.
We talk about it a lot because, a lot of times from the beginning, they give us these horrible deals, but we look at it like, we'll take this time because we'll take this,
You don't wanna go to jail.
because we don't want to go to jail.
I was watching your special, like, damn, I did a decade on probation too, but
I had 10 years on probation too. I had 10 years on
from like
probation, too.
97 to 07.
Mine was from
y'all gotta
99
get on
to
this.
2009.
This Commonwealth probation is too. It's different levels to it. Like you see out here, like I had a Willie and a bike case. They charged me with a felony. They knew I was on probation. Really, it's not a F1 felony to Willie a motorcycle. I went to court. It got threw out. It got turned into a traffic ticket. What it really was. But even though I got it threw out in New York, I still had to go back to Philadelphia and face another judge about willing a bike, a case that got threw out, and still got sentenced on that. You know how they say if O.J. Simpson admitted to committing a murder, he wouldn't be able to be charged again because it's double jeopardy on these situations where how the laws are set up in Pennsylvania. Even if you beat a case, like I always say the Starbucks thing. Starbucks, I could have got the same sentence. It was nothing different. They would have been like, he violated, he got locked up in Starbucks. They wouldn't have said in the media what I got locked up in Starbucks for. They would have been like, he got locked up in Starbucks, he violated probation, he in jail. And people would have been like, so what? He violated probation. You understand what I'm saying? So
like any interaction with the police. You had an incident in the airport, too. And from my understanding, I don't know exactly what happened, but they were trying to get a picture.
We ain't letting nobody punch on us or like touch us. I don't really want to like incriminate the guy to that level, but we ain't letting nobody really do nothing to us. You know what I'm saying? And
so even if somebody harasses you and then the police are called, that's an interaction with the police, and that can send you back to jail.
Yeah, like I ain't get charged with that. I ain't get a crime. I got a citation because it was an incident. But of course, we're in the airport. It's on camera. I didn't get locked up for a reason. If you fight in the airport, you ain't making your flight. I still made my flight. I kept it moving. I actually was violated for that too.
Now we seen you talk to T.I. and T.I. was like, I told you 10 years ago to do the time. Would you have done it differently if you know what was going to happen now? If you would have just said, you know what, I ain't taking this 10-year probation.
But if I would have did the time back then, I probably wouldn't be here today and had this platform. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was dealing with Tip, he was going to jail. He'd get out. I'd go to jail. He was going to jail. It was back and forth because we was both fighting our processes. And it wasn't we was catching new cases of violating. that's just the process. When you got good lawyers, they'll get you back out when you get sentenced and get you some grace period, and then now you get sentenced. So we was going back and forth like that. And then the last time he went in jail, I was like 20. I was probably like 18, 19. I probably was 21. Mm-hmm. The streets was getting real. Like, I had to like make a move to get out the streets. I felt like if I didn't make a move, probably would have died. I've been in jail for a long time because where I was coming up at the time, it was like getting more ruthless in the area. So I had to make a move.
Is that why that situation with Grand Hustle never worked?
Yeah, basically. It was other little things too. It was other people in the middle trying to get, you know how you got managers and stuff, like they want a label deal. You like, I'm just trying to get a deal.
Right.
You want a label deal. I ain't you trying to be Baby. I'm trying to be Lil Wayne right now. Just let me get in the door, do what I gotta do, and I orchestrate the business from there on out.
Now you talked about just how going to jail back then helped you. You don't think going to jail this time helped you? Because you was wilding for you.
No, I wasn't wilding. I ain't wild. I wasn't wilding before I went to jail.
Actually, a little bit, me.
What do you consider wilding, though?
Yeah.
I'm not saying.
Break it down.
What? Yeah, like what?
Because people say he wilding when he spent money, and I don't think that's
I
wilding.
ain't talking about that.
Listen, look, I never look. I'm on probation myself. When it come to me, I don't control people. If you feel like doing something, or you got something going on, or you disrespect somebody that's right there, nowadays I would eject myself from the whole situation because it's a lot on the line. But before, I'm like, yo, I ain't got nothing to do with whatever you got going on. I ain't under arrest. I ain't doing that. I ain't calling the shot on that. You know, it just be happening. Things be happening, and I wasn't controlling my vibe. I'm going in vibes where it's negative vibes going on. Now I could control the vibe. If I go to Miami or it's Memorial Weekend or Vegas, I'm controlling the vibe. Who I want to come to me. I ain't just going to the 5 parties in a row. I had all the pictures from Instagram in jail. I seen a drink from Envy. He was like, All-Star just don't feel right without a Meek Mill after party. Because, you know, we always do like one and we bring a lot of people together. Mm-hmm. But sometimes that bring negative vibes because everybody ain't coming on the same type of vibe. And, you know, I was close to some vibes that I could have ejected myself away from.
Yeah.
But I wasn't wilding, though. I was like, really, if you watch my interviews before I went to jail, I was talking sense. I'm telling the young boys, yo, slow down with all these tats on your face. Percocets, man, back up. We hustlers, man. Let's figure something out, basically. And, you know, at that time when I made my mind up, I felt like God put me in prison. He was like, all right, this your real test. Now we'll put you with the lifers in the yard with 200-300. This where the real gangsters at. You know how where like I had like an ego thing going on where I used to just carry myself. You know, I'm from Philly. We grew up we a little angry a little bit. There be so much going on where we come from. God put me in that position. I'm like, all right, yeah, we actually in here with the lifers on a daily basis. This ain't what I want.
No, you're right, because it was the one situation in particular I'm talking about when they jumped on Safari.
They ain't had nothing to do with me.
He was like, I didn't touch him. I was in the back.
Yeah,
you pulled up, and I'm like, why would Meek be in this video?
No, I was going to the club. That was DJ Khaled party. That's what everybody don't understand. I was going to the club and, you know, things happen. You know how these things go with this music industry and stuff like that.
But now I'm sure around you, people are very cautious. Like, look, we not even trying to have that vibe around you either.
Nobody don't gotta be cautious. I gotta be cautious, and I call the shots. Who I have around me is key. You know what I'm saying? I had a chance to be like, we in New York. Let's go to Breakfast Club later on the night. We going to Aces or Starlets or something like that. No dice. It's just a little bit different now.
You hire like armed security or something?
I always got armed security.
Right. I'm talking about real security, not goons from Philly.
I've never got no goons with me from Philly. If somebody got a gun with me, they got a firearm permit, they good. But I'm talking about security. I come to New York, I always tell artists stuff like this. You don't love your homie if you had your homie come to New York with a dirty gun on him.
Hell yeah, that's real.
Look, I be having my family with me, so I ain't having my homie come to New York and gotta protect me while I run around to a strip club or go to Dykeman or in somebody's neighborhood. Because now I'm putting my homie at risk. They giving out real time for this stuff over here. Get a security. Get a police officer security. It's nothing nobody could tell me. You know, in the rest they used to say, I don't got no security or something.
Nah, B.
Okay. I just came from the state penitentiary. I ain't had no security. I was good, but now I'm on the street. I got security. It's not really an ego thing. Mm-hmm. You can't make me feel like I'm not official because I got security.
You're a business. You got to protect your interests.
But they capped us up early in the game. And you know really what's going on. Everybody really know that's like older and got sense. Like, we was capped up from the beginning,
Yeah.
and the rules and the structures
Right.
was like made to make you fail. I go against rules and stuff. Like I already went against the rules when I decided I wanted to make a lot of money, and everybody in my hood was failing and dying and going to prison. So I feel like I make up the rules in my world, and I determine what's cool. I used to be in jail arguing. You know, a lot of them guys, they've been in there 10, 15 years, so they still got the 2001 mind frame, and they think, oh no, this is that. This is no, you got a cop, which that's telling. This is, man, I'm sitting with the governor today, man. I ain't trying to hear about no what's. This is the system, and we sitting down talking about how can we change laws and do things, and he actually agreeing. I ever told him to his face, like, it's incredible. I'm even sitting down with you talking about this. You know what I'm saying? And if I got a platform to do this, what I'm gonna do?
Do you feel like real change is about to happen?
Yeah, I know real change about to happen in Pennsylvania. First, we did a press conference. He submitted like an 8-law package, a reform to change 8 laws, like far as long-term probation.
Who, the governor?
Yeah, long-term probation, people with life sentences that got put, they like a lot of evidence pointing to they're innocent. If you be able to get back in court, like real stuff that don't entrap people, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people are trapped in the system, and it's not right. You smoke some marijuana while you're on probation, you don't go to jail. If you just disregarding the rules over and over and over, you got 5 dirty yarns for marijuana, you're not reporting, you're not trying to get help. I don't know what this next step is for that, but
does the governor have that much power? Because we were sitting there talking, it was like the governor is supporting Meek Mill, but they still can't. The governor can't get him out.
Yeah, because I was thinking he could just pardon you, but then somebody
you just can't say,
explained to me.
come on, Meek, I'm gonna open this up. Come on, like, it just seems crazy.
A pardon is different. A pardon take probably a year to do, 2 years to do.
It's a process.
Yeah, he just speaking on like he don't know if what's gonna happen with my case as far as like getting thrown. I was locked up by a corrupt cop. He just saying that nobody should be on probation for 11 years. If you're not a threat to society, like you ain't at risk of getting locked up for no real stuff, you shouldn't be supervised 11 years later, especially if you got a job. I'm employing people, I'm paying taxes, I'm doing like regular stuff, you know what I'm saying? I don't think I should go from playing in the house with my son shackled from ankle to wrist, top to bottom within a matter of seconds because I popped the willie.
Now, how hard it is to get that judge off the case? That seems impossible. I've never seen nothing like
I ain't
that.
gonna lie, she seemed like a scorned ex, man.
Yeah,
what you did that you ain't telling us, Meek?
I ain't did nothing. That's what everybody in jail be saying.
You was
like
creeping with us, something?
No, we basically friendly. She's live a few blocks away from my family members. I don't want to put information out there. Like everybody, like the young people around her neighborhood, I know all of them like hand for hand. That's the only thing I can really say.
She got a niece or something you did dirty, something?
I don't know. I don't even like. I'm scared to speak on that situation.
But
Just
anybody
wanna
ask you to
mention
do
her.
bend the knee over? Was that true?
There's no bending me over, man.
I ain't
Bended
Bend the
knee.
knee.
Oh.
What are you talking
I thought he said bending over. There was no bending
What are you
over.
hearing,
It was on
man?
bended knee.
What type of lie is that to make up? Like who makes stuff up like that?
Right.
Just like, yo, Envy took me in the back and asked me to redo Michael Jackson song over, and I'm just like, like why would I make that up? It's not. It is what it is.
Did you think about it one time? Like, maybe I should do this?
It actually was somebody else there. They said they don't want to involve themselves in it, but you know.
Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, she definitely was there.
But how did that make you feel? Because I seen the interview and I'm like, why would she say the
I wasn't feeling that. She shouldn't have said nothing.
Right.
And we leave it at that. I don't feel no way. She know I wasn't feeling that. Anybody know. When it comes to freedom and stuff like that, I don't care who it is. And this don't got nothing to do. I don't care who it is. This could be Safari. This could be anybody. If I know something and that man freedom on the line and I could say something that to help the situation and it's right or wrong. It's just this and that. I'm going to say it. I don't really care. Or if I don't say it, I just won't say nothing.
Why not send her an edible arrangement or something? A watch, the judge.
That's illegal.
That's illegal. You can't
That's
send a
bribery.
gift.
Yeah, you
That's
can't send
man.
gifts
What's
to
wrong
the
with you?
judge.
I mean, just to say, yo,
That's crazy.
whatever I did to you,
Gentlemen,
I
you can't
apologize.
That's against the law. That's like bribery.
Oh,
And I don't know that would work.
Gosh,
Then that
son.
comes up in court, and she says that he sent an edible
That'd be
arrangement.
worse.
Like, you know, yeah.
But it's clearly
bad
a
advice.
personal something she got against you.
Yeah, something. I don't
Now
know.
that policy needs to change as far as how can
You
you
know,
remove a judge off a case.
You know how sometimes too, like Tata from that be with Hov, he told me a
Shout out
long
to
time ago. He like, yo, I know what you doing with that Instagram, how you be living, how you be flossing. He said, I see how you trying to inspire and you using it to catch people, the younger eye and inspire. I'm like, yeah, that's my thing. Because you know with the younger people, it's just certain stuff you could do to catch their eye. And like when I read a lot of my mail, everything was based on me inspiring somebody or me motivating somebody. But he was like, it's a world of people that's looking at that, and it's making them hate you. You know what I'm saying? He said, and I know they looking at it like it's ignorant. He said, I know what you're doing, but he like, it's two different sides to that. And some people will look down on you like, who the hell this kid think he is? Or he think he's above the law. Or he thinks, I don't think I'm above the law. If I was above the law, I would never stepped in prison. I wouldn't be on probation 11 years. I would never follow a rule. I don't think like that.
But that's the inspiration I thought the kids missing. That's why I put that out in All-Star. Was like, the kids are not seeing that in the way that they were seeing it. When I was growing up, there was people that we always seen that you was like, I want to be like him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or somebody, I want to do this like them. They're not seeing that. And what they're seeing now is, I want to be a druggie to some extent. I want to be tattoos all over my face. Yeah. I want to do that. Not just the inspiration. Yo, I'm from Philly. I work my ass off.
That's easy to do than get money.
Yeah, but he worked hard to get money.
But the main
so
thing is, like, from reading the mail, a lot of these younger people, they watch me look failure right in the face. They look at any situation I came about in the industry and still like, all right, what? I'm still posting every day. What? Damn, my mom got a new house. Damn, I just got a new car. And I'm using that. It's actually it's not a cover up, but it's just like a blanket to like for myself. Like, I'm still doing good, even when like everybody like, yo, this is. I had people ask me, are you okay about Twitter and stuff like that? I'm like, am I okay? What I did time in prison, being locked in a room 24 hours a day, shackled from the ankle. Like, if you take a step, your ankle's getting cut type stuff. Like, of course, some people, it can affect you if you let it affect you, but this is not a real problem to where real problems, like where I come from, a real problem is different than somebody talking about you on the internet. And I'm like, when I'm stepping out in the street, I still got a base of people that show me a lot of love. So I was just letting the love overpower the negative stuff. And really, like, I see a lot of people, like I said, when I came home, like everything, y'all know Instagram, is you play victim and you win. This is the new thing. And I don't really like that, because there's a lot of real victims out there that's really going through real stuff. Like, you got people really killing themselves and really going through real stuff that they ain't really jumping on that social media, because there's so many people doing it now. It's even, if I get on this joint and cry, let me get on this in somewhere and be crying about going to prison. The things on, no, seriously.
I saw when you said that on Angie yesterday. I'm like, damn, he got robbed at gunpoint.
Yeah, but I'm not really talking about him though. I'm talking about regular people, like even people I know, like people I'm cool with. I be telling, don't be putting, nobody care about that. No, seriously though.
Real.
Like, even like a lot of people die in our neighborhood. You see when they post people on Instagram, you got everybody posting them, and then a day later, nobody really cares. Nobody really cares about that man got a 3-year-old daughter. Right. It's just like a thing to do. It was a thing for certain people. Like, it was a lot of real love and real support, but it was trendy to say free a certain person or do that. You know what I'm saying? And I would say a lot of it is real, but a lot of it is, I don't know. I did time and came back, was looking at social media, and like, damn, I was really like wilding in
But
the
inspiration should come from what a lot of people don't see is the fact that you sat for so long and was able to still keep your family going. Like, you had enough where, you bought jewelry and cars and flew private, but you had enough in the stash and enough investments where it was like, if something does happen, my family's good.
Yeah, you never saw none of the dream chasers looking bummy out here.
You never did. And people
people
don't see that as inspiration.
People got bigger change than me right now. And you know what? With our homies, we do go through real stuff. Everybody wasn't on top of the world. Don't believe that. We had to.
They just weren't crying about it on
it's not.
social
You
media.
can't. What you gonna do? You gonna call Rick Ross? What you? We hustlers first and foremost, and like with us, this ain't no baby. This ain't no camp over this joint. It's not even like with artists. I tell all the other young artists coming up, I'm like, yo, I be buying jewelry, but I be trading that stuff too. I've been in the game for 7 years. I make some good trades. You might see a watch get posted, or you might see a jet. I still jump on Delta too, man. It's serious, because y'all know I had up and down points in this rap game. I done won a year without really getting a bunch of money, and I'm in the studio locked in trying to dedicate all my time to making some better music than I made last year. So I can't really get no money, or the judge telling me I can't travel for 6 months. Like, I can't travel for 6 months. 6 months in the studio. 3 months of house arrest. I done missed 2 years straight almost
colleges
without even
yeah.
getting no money for real, for real.
And paying for lawyers isn't cheap either.
Then I dropped my album. I ended up couldn't travel for 3 more months, and then she told me I couldn't travel for 3 months. After I couldn't travel, she was like, "We gonna figure out what you could do after the cases are resolved." Both of the cases got threw out, and I still got locked up actually. So it was really draining. It was a real thing for me. I'm like, I'm sitting in here. My bill is $60,000-$70,000 a month. I'm sitting in prison.
And that's what I was thinking about. I was like,
yo,
he got kids,
yo,
he
see
got
if somebody
family.
want to buy that Wraith. I don't want that joint no more. You know, it's sitting in
Did
the
you have to sell
garage.
some cars and stuff?
No, I ain't selling my. If a watch or something, I got a bunch of watches. 100,000. Go ahead, get 100,000 for that watch and go pay somebody bills for 9 months.
So you had to do that? You had to sell jewelry?
I did it, but I ain't have to do it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a hustler. You could. People know you could buy my watch off my wrist. If you want to say you bought me a watch, I'll tell you right now. Go ahead. Yeah, give me such and such. Go ahead. You got that. I mean, but we posted on Instagram for you and all that. And I go right back to the store and get another one. You know the jewelry investment type
Absolutely.
stuff.
Oh, he knows.
When can you work again? Though? When can you get back on the road? And start?
I'm working. I'm
So
performing.
you can perform. You can back
I'm
on
You
the
have to
performing
just
this
get
weekend,
permission
yeah.
ahead of time.
I was on my everybody like, yo, what's up with you, man? When you rapping, what's going on? I'm like, I'm gonna get to that. I only been out 2 weeks. First week I dedicated to get my head right. I was away from my son, my family, all that time. So there's certain things I had to get in order. Now this week, there was a lot of press and a lot of people reaching out about my situation, and I feel like it's only right to reach back. Like, I'm not becoming straight. I always tell people, like, don't go too crazy on Meek Mill thinking I'm activist straight. No, I'm representing the cause. I got a purpose for something, but still at the same time, I got to be Meek Mill and continue to do what I got to do, the mission I was on.
That's what I want to know. Like with the music, are you going? You about to be J. Cole, or are you going?
No, I can't be J. Cole.
Yeah.
J. Cole is J. Cole. I'm coming. I tell people, my music, I might start talking hurt. You know what I'm saying? I might talk anger. Like when Tupac was like, America eat his babies, like, y'all gonna make me go crazy. He said, I'm still smiling. Yeah, it's them thoughts still inside, deep inside, because you gotta be angry if you've been sent to prison 4 or 5 times. Let's get to the bottom of this. Y'all think I pointed a gun at 2 cops?
No, they would have shot you.
You've been dead.
You think
Right,
I
of
pointed a
course
gun at
not.
2 cops? I was found guilty for that. You see my mugshot, DC4, my mugshot? I'm thinking, like, I got a black judge. She gonna look at my mugshot and be like, what happened to your face? Case dismissed. It's nothing to talk. Why he pointing a gun at you? Case dismissed. Actually, one of the cops filed a report, said I broke his hand. You know how his hand got broke?
Punching your face.
Yeah, from beating me in the face. It was like almost like hilarious to hear him talk about this in court. I'm like, I know I'm out. Well, give me 10 minutes, I'll be out this courtroom. Guilty, all charges. And I'm like, in the world, and this a black person too. And look, this one thing I went when I was speaking on this, because a lot of people get it confused. When I was in jail, like a big thing, one of my biggest topics was like self-hate. I'm watching niggas rumbling over cookies, and like everybody hate each other. It's like this is embedded in people's mind. Even like with her, I'm like, this is Justin Bieber coming in here in front of a white judge. Come on, man, send Justin Bieber upstate. I don't even think that's an option.
Right.
Cause he addicted to using drugs? That wouldn't be an option. Can you see that?
Nah.
Justin Bieber
No
gets sent to a
100% no.
state penitentiary
not at
by a
all.
white judge, not a black judge. You can't even see that on him. So it's like,
But that's privilege, though. But you would think we'd have privilege amongst each other. You
yeah,
think a black judge would understand.
it's also a self-hate thing, and that's what I was trying to tell people when Kanye speaking. He trying to deliver something, but I just
He
think
don't know how to communicate it.
Yeah, and you gotta be informed. Like even a lot of stuff he's speaking on is like serious stuff. Like you can't. It's people locked behind them walls. They basically scholars to this stuff, and they've been in prison their whole lives. They like take that stuff. They're offended by a lot of stuff. Even I talked to him one day. I was like, yeah, I was kind of offended when I seen in a nice way. Like even when I made a little post, I was saying like you inspired me. It's upsetting to hear you say certain things that you saying. Like
100%.
when I'm sitting in a cell and I'm watching Trump talking about death to drug dealers, I got found guilty for selling coke. I ain't never sell no coke. They only said that I sold cocaine to somebody to get a warrant to run in the house we was in. The house that we was in, it was a lot of trappers in there, but nobody wasn't trapping in and out the house. It was just my cousin's house. He got case money. They see us coming in and out. They want to get inside. I was the rapper at the time, the hot person in the street. They charged me with everything. Basically, if I would have got charged and found guilty, you saying I should.
Death sentence.
Yeah, like.
But Kanye don't know none of that.
He need to
He
though.
don't
Go
know
visit
none of
a
that.
prison. Go see what's going on. Go see about people that's working for $8 an hour. Go see some people in here raising little kids in the visiting room. You get raised in the visiting room, you ain't gonna have no problem with going to jail and for the, later on in your life. You don't have an option. I ain't have an option if I grew up in PHA or not. I grew up in I was born in PHA, public housing. This is where I was born, in this neighborhood where there's dope needles on the floor and crack vials everywhere, and everybody I see is like, it's a sickness going on. And I'm gonna talk about self-hate, even in my music. When you hear me still talking about violence, drugs, and it's still all form of self-hate. I like a guy in jail. He was like, "That lady, she a slave chaser." He said, "You a dream chaser." I said, "What you mean by that?" He said, "You trying to run from the plantation." He said, "You made it far. You made it 30 miles out." He said, "They sent her to chase you down. Y'all could have both got away."
That's true.
She grabbed you and dragged you all the way back. Y'all went so far that, and that's how I view it for real. For like, man, come on, a threat to the community. A threat to the community for what? Even if I ever got in a fight or a threat to the community, that stuff you use, like, I was locked up with guys, I read their paperwork, these like mob bosses and big gang leaders where they paperwork, the district attorney said they was a threat to the community. Where do I fit in this mess? I employ 10, 15, 20 people on a daily basis. Families depending on me. I'm not perfect. I'm not an angel. I come from a ruthless environment where I was raised wild. Now I'm tamed and I know how to move. I'm better. I'm not in this environment 24/7, so I don't think that way no more. So, you know what I mean? I'm a threat to the community, a flight risk, going to run.
I was watching the Dateline special, though. It seemed like she gave you some breaks throughout the years, though.
I ain't get no break because I ain't pointing no gun at no cop. I should have never.
You never got
committed
charged.
a crime
Yeah.
to begin with.
But no black, and this for anybody that's in the courtroom, because now I just feel like I could speak any black judge, and this go for any race judge. Them cops coming there talking about somebody pointed a gun at them at nighttime and ain't a single shot fired, nobody's hit.
Word.
You was supposed to kill me if I aimed a gun. Like, if I read my transcripts, nobody, the media ain't getting that. He pointed a gun at me. He chased me around the car. Like, what? Come on, stop. For what? And the DA, like, he wanted to protect this drug operation. How can you protect the drug operation? At this time, I got locked up. I had $13 in my pocket. I was the brokest nigga in the house. You see, when I had the nappy braids, basically, I was dusty at the time. Protect the drug operation? How am I going to protect it if I'm going to get shot 45 times?
You get shot for pulling out a cell phone. So
Yeah, it's
imagine you
not-
point a gun at a cop.
What about the failed drug test, though? Like,
Yeah, I actually was addicted to drugs. I got addicted to the drugs along the lifestyle. You become famous and you become the only one from your family tree that's seeing money out of your whole area. It's a lot of pressures would come with that. Like, a lot of these celebrities, they come with pressures. Mine ain't. I got a fat stomach. I don't need lipo now. I'm gonna get in the gym. No, seriously though. Like, but everybody everybody got their own battles. That's why I was saying battles when people don't. I'm not even being funny.
How'd you start with the opioids?
I was actually going to the dentist and I got 2 of my wisdom teeth pulled and I started taking them. At the time, later on, a girl gave me a perk. Yeah, it's gonna have you going in for
That's some
hours.
Philly shit, though, right?
No, it ain't no
Perks?
Philly shit. No, hell, Philly, what?
I thought they'd be on
You heard one
Perks,
song pop a perk. and he
big
was
in
like,
Philly.
Everybody take perks, city to city. You crazy?
Yeah.
You know, what drugs y'all think these little kids talking about in these records?
I don't Molly, whatever that is.
Yeah, no. Well, see, me, I never had Molly in my life. That's a man-made drug. I thought it was okay. I wouldn't be addicted or it wouldn't hurt me because it's a pill that the doctor would prescribe you. And, you know, a girl gave it to me one day. Yeah, this is going to make you fuck for an hour. This, that. Yeah, let me try this. This is a pill that the doctor give me if I got a toothache.
Why you got that kind of time, Meek? The fuck for an hour?
Yeah, sometimes you got to go overboard. I made girls
Viagra.
fall in love with me off perks. Percocets are serious. So I actually got my body is like a body high. It's basically dope in the pill. That's what I was saying in other interviews before I went to jail. It's dope in the pill. And we came up amongst the drug game and watching people, mothers and aunts being melted by drugs. So we really know the effects that it really do to people. And we hustlers, I wasn't brought up like that. Like a lot of people, even if you in the hip hop game, our families, we wasn't brought up like that. Even if your mom was on crack, your dad was on crack.
You knew better watching them.
Just seeing that. Like, you see somebody, you ever see your friend mom sell a Sega? You like, y'all play the Sega every night. My friend mom sold his Sega. Like, I came over his house. Like, yo, let's play the game. It broke his heart. He about to go sell some coke. He want to buy his own Sega now. You know what I'm saying? So we knew, like, the real effects of it. You know, I just thought that it was just a pill that the doctor could prescribe you. And I got addicted. And it wasn't like a mental thing. Like, it's like when you don't take it, your body's shutting down.
Right.
So they ain't like, even the laws that with the governor, they like, if you're addicted to opioids, this like heroin addicts, all types of, it's an addiction. You shouldn't go to jail for addiction. You should be in rehabilitation because in jail, they got the same drugs they got on the street. In jail, I had a choice if I wanted to take Percocet, smoke weed, or do anything. Me, I thought that was a waste of life. You already like The Walking Dead, the land of no responsibilities. Why be high?
What made you get help?
Okay.
What made you get help? What made you say I'm gonna put myself in a rehab or this or?
I had a PO. I had got a new PO. My last PO, she was like black. She was like kind of ghetto, screaming, like just talk to you crazy all day.
Ian Levant type shit.
What's that?
Oh, you know,
Fix My Life. He's
Fix
talking
My
about.
Life. You never seen her?
No, she worse than what? No, I don't. This a whole nother level.
She wasn't trying to help
Can
you.
I go see my son? What? No, you can't go see your son. Yo, why you talking to me like this, man? Like you just a probation officer. Not saying like you like you're a lower person, but like you have a job just like we all have. What? I'm like, all right, miss. I'm not telling her I got no drug problem. She gonna send you to jail.
Right.
First thing, smoking. They moved me to Montgomery County. Montgomery County is a suburban area where like people got money at. Like so, the probation officers and stuff.
They used to hearing that, right?
They don't care about no Meek Mill coming up in here. He a rapper. My PO probably never seen my Instagram probably once or twice, and somebody probably showed her. Mr. Williams, you had a dirty urine. You want help? I'm gonna ask you right now. I want you to be straightforward with me. Yeah, I want help right now, but I don't want to be in a program amongst 50 people and gotta explain my business as a public figure in front of 50 people because I'm not gonna really deal with the problem. And she was like, all right, we're gonna work things out. And usually in Philadelphia, if I said something like that, they'd be like, no, he trying to get over on the system.
Right.
I had some doctors come to my house in Atlanta where I was staying at, give me IVs. They like, you gotta flush your body and like readjust your body. Done deal. Never took a Percocet ever again in my life because that wasn't really me. You know what I'm saying? And it always was a battle. I never did Percocet straight through my whole probation, but sometimes stuff got rough. This is where it was at. Even as all musicians, to make music, you dig deep. Like you dig deep down. Like I don't know if people know, like Prince, he died from opioids. It was Percocets. He was a victim. He wasn't a criminal. He shouldn't have went to jail. If he would have got caught taking him, he shouldn't have went to jail. He was a victim.
Was the pussy you fucked for an hour worth it?
Yes, it was extremely worth it. For real, it was serious. I felt like I had to work harder.
Now, do you miss Nicki?
No, damn, how you go from was the pussy good to you miss?
I thought that was a great segue. Personally, I thought that was a great segue.
Like, look, I don't got no problem with her though. That's my whole thing. Like, I make that known. Like, I was at points where I was like a little out of character and doing because I'm getting high. I'm going to places where I'm out of character. But I don't got no problem with her. Anybody you seen I had a problem with, all that is in my mind.
Slate.
What'd you say?
You have a clean slate now, no problem.
Yeah, with me, unless you trying to bring these things to me and I can't escape it, I ain't gonna run. But
that's different than street beef, though. That was a relationship.
Yeah, I been ain't had no problem with it. I stated that before. I was supposed to come to Breakfast Club last time. I was late. I would have stated the same thing before I went to prison. I don't have a problem with somebody I used to love and somebody I was in a relationship with.
Have y'all spoke? I know she made some comments. What was that interview she did with Zane Lowe?
That was the one where
that's what we was talking about.
They asked her about being there and stuff like that.
She said the judge did the right thing or something like that. Something to that effect.
Yeah, I don't know what she was talking about right there. I don't know, the judge did the right thing. No, we ain't speak about none of that, no.
Now, what about, I see you and Wale, y'all cleaned up your beats before you went in.
Yeah, Wale, he family, you know what I mean? That's the first people I started making money with, getting rich with, so, you know what I mean? We just had to, we had to make like an agreement, like, yo, anything going on, man, all that public. Because when I was going my little rap thing, he was like, man, Meek doing it. I'm like, yo, call me and tell me that first. Even if somebody see me, if you see me like bidding with a rapper or something on Instagram, 9 times out of 10, I talk to him about that first on the phone, like, hey, what you doing such and such in public? And we laughed about it, and I went on my phone and did something funny or said something. Talk to me, and it was just basically on that. And that's why I'm like, damn, you just... He was speaking about me and Nicki in like an interview, and I'm like, I would never speak on my homies and their girlfriends in no interview, especially without talking to them about it. And it just offended me a little bit. You know me, I'm emotional. If people say he too emotional, because if it could have been times I'm on probation, my freedom on the line. I got a son and a mom in the house. Somebody jumping you in a fight, You think I'm gonna jump in there while they're there? You think I'm gonna let them get rolled on? Hell no, it's never gonna happen. Nowadays, I got new boundaries where like I can't really help anybody except for my family. But at the time, I'm emotional because I go all out for people that's like good with me. And if I see anything, I'm just like, especially if I was high at the time, first thing I don't even think, I just react off rip. So yeah, that's what it was. That's my brother though.
What about, has Drake reached out?
No, I ain't talked to him yet. I seen him on like FaceTime the other day. They was with Ruggs and it was good energy. Even like from...
He shouted you out though.
Yeah, I was about to say that. That was good energy. He put good energy in the air. What happened. We moved past that. I think we'll have a conversation or something when we see each other and get it going and keep it moving in life.
Yeah, that's why I asked that, because I would think that Drake would reach out because it seems like he wants to really make men's...
I don't feel like he wants to. It's just that as grown men, yeah, I mean, what's it been, 2 years?
2 years. Yeah.
How long should this be going on and still moving?
Now what about Ross?
I'm still standing on my feet. He's still standing on his feet. What you do at this point?
Well, we get to Ross and man, because even during that time, I ain't spoke to you since then. Why didn't you reply back with rap?
I did reply
I'm talking
back.
about like immediately though, because that's what we was waiting
because I was sitting back and just monitoring the internet. I'm trying to figure out the internet. That's a whole new world to me. Like, well, we rap, it's like you go in, you say what you want. I'm on the internet. They calling my PO. I got bloggers talking about I done threatened Drake. I don't even know how to talk no more. What I'm gonna say? When we battle in our hood, we want to make you look in the mirror and be like, am I a real nigga? Dang, this dude just said, what about my sister, my mom? You know how it was in my era. It confused me. I'm like, let me step back and see what's going on. I done stepped in the world where I don't even know how to handle this the way that I would usually handle it. Even like something like a war paint or something like that. It's like, it's what we do at its finest, but in the world of the suburbs is taking over rap. Do y'all know this? And that was a part of the process, like at the time where not from him, but the suburbs been taking over rap for the last 4 or 5 years. So I had to adjust. I definitely just walked my way back. If I was here and things slowed up and took me here, I'm like, shit, I'm gonna walk step by step. I'm hot. I'm gonna keep it going. I'm watching people, Meek Mill done. It's impossible for me to be done. I came in this game based on talent, through the Philly era. This was like Pitbull season, like this like where the Murder Mooks, the Loaded Lux, you gotta make it through stuff like this with people that make you cry. You'll be walking in the house holding your heart at night, and I made it through them things, and that was just another obstacle that I looked right in the face and walked through it. While it's raining fire outside, put my jacket on and walked to the next destination.
Did he really have back-to-back playing through the hotel one day when you was there?
No, I don't know about that.
Oh.
No.
Now what about Ross?
We was in like wild out mode at the time. It was like 9 times out of 10, you hear something, I'm not speaking on him. In the past, if you hear something about me, 9 times out of 10, it's not really true. It never really went that way. I try to really stay like...
Yeah, they said it was that you and Nicki was in a hotel and he was on the floor above you playing back to back.
He said that in one of them records.
Again.
I'm looking for revenge.
Yeah, I don't know. We went to Toronto that time, like we was on tour. No, it wasn't nothing like that.
Now, I asked about Ross because they said that, at one time you and Ross weren't seeing eye to eye. And I guess they said it was...
When?
I thought it was... They said it was a time when you pieced things out with 50 and Ross was mad about that. Was that ever true?
I never heard that from Ross. We ain't never had that situation. And me, I look at it as if Ross was to go talk to Drake or somebody, anybody that's rapper stuff, man. I come from like real deal with like, you got a problem with somebody got hurt, somebody died, and that was that. I'll be on real type of time. I tell 50 to his face and yo, all that stuff, we run into each other, we crash. You got people with you, I got people with you. We both make money. We both doing our thing. We actually feed people and employ people. Let's stop playing games with each other like we ready to go to prison for 55 years. That's not even really an option for rappers. And that goes for anybody. I see Game tomorrow, whack 100 any of them. Yo, let's talk on the side. Let's have some words. Yo, look, this what I'm on. I don't know what you on. And I think everybody would be in the same place. I just came from the penitentiary with lifers where people made one mistake and they got life in prison, or they homies start squeezing that gun and they ain't had nothing to do with it, and they got conspiracy, got 25, 30 years. That's not really what none of us really want. And the way you go about that is totally different. Like you look at every other genre of music. Ain't no rock stars squeezing on no other rock stars. Ain't nobody getting shot in different genres, country music and nothing like that. So it's like
them R&B niggas be scrapping nowadays.
Yeah, they be getting it down. I ain't gonna lie, they probably some of the toughest guys right now.
What about Beanie?
Beanie, I seen Beanie the other day. We had our words. Yo, what's up? You good? Love, man. Happy to see you home. That was that. That was a small misunderstanding. And that was another component to somebody else. It wasn't really based around me. But, you know, the media, even like with my judge, she would see media stuff like that and not understanding that we are from the same area. We are from the same neighborhood. And I'm with y'all too, but I came to the club with you and y'all two start fighting. And now I'm in the middle. I could be breaking it up or something or anything happen. Meek Mill and his homies fighting Charlamagne, but really I just came with him. But y'all two got a problem. You understand? And it was a small misunderstanding. And he passed that. Beanie, he older than me. I looked up to him coming up my whole life. It's not a secret. I've been saying this throughout that whole situation. What is the point?
Right.
Where do we get with this? It's really people sitting in jail with life. It's actually people in the graveyard that died over a lot of stupid shit for decades. You know what I'm saying? What is going on? We got to figure something out at one point. And that's what everybody like. I watch all the young boys. First time I see them in person and they ain't around 100 people, yo, man, look, you don't want that. I told Bobby Smurda a long time ago. Actually, the day before he got locked up. Was the day before he got locked up? He came to see me. I just came home. Yo, all that gang banging and 100 dudes around you on camera. I said, them people will put you under the jail somewhere and nobody ain't gonna be able to see you. Next day, we looking at the news, he locked up. I still answer the phone for Bobby Smurda to this day. No matter what I got going on, I talk to Rowdy Bobby. They call on the three-way. I'm still gonna give them the same words. And that's just why, that's where I'm at with it. I think that's like where Hov was at 10 years ago with the younger rap. Everybody looked up to Hov. All the young guys, whether they say it or not, a lot of these guys, I feel like they look at me a certain way, and I feel like I can voice my opinion. I've been through everything. I ain't got to fabricate nothing. I don't got to act like a certain type of way or a certain type of person. I feel like I could just get that type of game out, and they're going to look at it a certain way.
What's your opinion on somebody like a Tekashi 6ix9ine?
I would tell him the same thing I told Dirk and them. I would tell him the same thing I told Bobby Smurda. I tell Dirk, yo, slow down on that Chicago, man. I be hearing about 60 people getting killed in 2 weeks. I'm like, go to Atlanta or somewhere. Like, don't turn your back on your community. Still, like, do what you can you could do that from a distance. You could take care of people from a distance, because if you in it full-fledged and you get killed, everything is canceled. Everything is over with. So I would tell him the same thing I tell all them other young boys, man. I ain't trying to look. I done lost endorsements already. I done lost going to jail. You be like, damn, that $2-3 million was paying all my bills. Now you spending your money. It's like, it's pointless.
What you lost? Because Puma still sticking by you, right?
Yeah, everything is great in 2018.
2017 was a little different.
Yeah, 2017, I was like on my walk back. 2016, when everybody like, oh, you got this going on. Oh, we ain't with Meek no more. They talking about him on Instagram. What they ain't know is we was still studying and learning Instagram. Like, yo, all right, we talking about this week. 2 weeks later, we're not talking about that no more.
Not even 2 weeks. Yeah. Nowadays, it's 2 hours.
Yeah, basically, that's what it is now. But companies looking at that like, oh, he's a bad look for our company. But now, I think it is like when they see, all right, what, Drake, the biggest thing in music. I had something going on with the biggest thing in music. He got the real corporations with him. You put money on the line, everything at threat. Mm-hmm. I'm still standing through it. Relationship, public relation. It was like kind of out of pocket. Everything she got a lot of fans. I'm still standing.
It's interesting though, because like mainstream America got introduced to you because of the Drake beef, then the Nicki relationship, and now it's like through the criminal justice reform, you're like a spokesperson for that. So they still don't know Meek.
They do. I feel like the culture know me, and the game is based off of the culture. I don't even think anybody can make music without addressing the core culture first. Like
100%.
You can't really make a good album that's like a solid album without addressing the real culture first. This is where it started at. Even like a lot of, I used to look at the comments. I go to the pages sometimes because I be like, damn, he really think this? Like, what? I go to their page and I be looking like, he don't even look like he ever listened to my music. He don't know who I am. He just like on the internet. I went against somebody that he like and he just at me, you know what I'm saying?
You talking about like the late, like Seth Meyers, the late night host like that. You don't even know who that is, bro.
I don't even know who that is. I swear, I don't. No disrespect either. I don't really watch TV.
How did you get so tight with the owner of the 76ers, Michael Grumman?
All them white people.
Yeah,
not just him.
Yeah,
Robert
'cause
Kraft.
I was watching YouTube the other night. They like, he's a clone. He's down with the Illuminati. I watch every last one of them too. I'm like, yo, man, what the hell? Like, in the world where we come from, to be doing something good, like, you got to be down with some type of organization or some devil-like
sell
stuff.
Your soul.
Right.
I talk about it like, and that's what also slowed my career up. I would never like submit to being a certain way. You know, like when Allen Iverson was like, they was like, you can't wear these certain type of clothes. Basically, what he was addressing, like, what type of clothes are these? Like, we know in the mafia they wear suits. These real killers, gangsters, they wear suits. Why is these? I understand your pants sagging, you got your underwear showing and stuff like that, but what type of clothes are these? Like, what do this jewelry? You can't wear jewelry to. What does this rap? This is our culture.
Right.
So basically, what were we saying?
Now,
How you know all these white people? How all these white people?
Oh yeah,
love
basically,
so
I met Mike. I was at the All-Star game. I'm sitting next to him, so I'm taking a lot of pictures. And after a while, he was like, "Who are you?" I'm like, "I rap. I'm from Philly." He was like, "Oh, I'm from Philly too. I own the Sixers." In my head, I'm clicking, bing, money. I'm just thinking as a hustler, not how I can come up off of him. I just turned around like, I asked him, was he self-made? He was telling me, yeah, he's self-made. He came up flipping his bar mitzvah money, and I was like, at what point you got from 2-3 million, 4-5 million to 500 million? Like, what was the transaction? What type of moves you made? So we started talking. He was like, I like the questions you asked me. I asked Jay-Z stuff like that too. What's the most money you seen in cash? What's the craziest thing you ever seen? I just do that
Did you
because
really lose 72 bricks and get it all back?
yeah, that's the type of stuff I be on. So I'd be like, if I hear it from somebody I know and I know it's the truth, I believe that I can achieve it. When you actually standing with somebody like, yeah, I made $7 billion last week. You know in your head it's possible. Well, me, it makes me like, it give me a drive more. So, you know, we start building a relationship and we start going out, having fun, doing it. You know, I like to shoot them things all the time. In the casino.
Dice.
No, really blackjack. Oh yeah. You gotta shoot dice.
No, dice.
Because now
People didn't see you make the hand
you got certain
gesture.
people watching these interviews now and gonna be like, "What? Shoot them things? What are you talking about?"
Dice, all right.
But really, blackjack, and they would be around, and I'd just be having fun. I always would win. Win. We started hanging out, going to all the games, and we just built a relationship. And then I was telling him I got to go to court. Like, even we'd be on the plane, and Robert Kraft was on the plane one day. And, you know, I started addressing, I don't know why, I just started talking about deep shit. I just was like, something they was talking about, I think politics, I think he was talking about the president or something. I was like, you know, we don't even care about that whole type of, like, we don't even care about politics. And he was asking me, like, why? I'm like, because it won't affect our people probably for the next 20 years, so we don't really get really deep into it. Like, well, me, I don't really get deep into it because I don't feel like the things they talk about on mainstream media addresses my community. I just was in jail watching every source of media on TV. I know about Stormy Daniels top to bottom. I know everything about her life. I know her husband name, all types of. I don't know his name right now, but it was nothing about my life. And we just was talking about real stuff, and I was just addressing a lot of things. And I don't think them guys had people come around them and just be acting like themselves. Like, I don't go around them and gotta act white. If I got my friend with me from the trap, if we getting on the jet, he coming.
And they love
I don't
that
got
shit, by the way.
Yeah, and everybody you shouldn't go around any
Be
race
yourself,
or person and feel like you below. You know what I'm saying? And anytime I always been around, I thought it was actually amazing for billionaires to treat you with the ultimate respect, because you know in our world you get 1-2 million, you got rats, they won't speak to you. You can't. It really put me in a whole different mind frame. Like, yo, these dudes got everything under the sun. Hey, you want something? Yeah, you all right? You good? It's just like with proper manners. And I know a few. It's a lot of good rappers that make a lot of money and treat people with respect.
Jay like that.
Yeah, Jay-Z. Jay-Z actually responsible for some of my legal fees, which I thought was like the dopest in the world, because it was some millions of dollars. I don't even think I could have afforded it.
Yeah, we tried to help, but he was like, they took care of it. We was like, we were gonna start a fund, but it's like, nah, it's taking.
No, we definitely ain't need to start no fund or no shit like that.
You don't want no Meek Mill GoFundMe?
No, we definitely we got bags sitting around everywhere. Hell no.
Now you said for the past 2 weeks you've been concentrating on being with your family and then making sure that you have a voice for the voiceless.
Yeah.
So what about the music now? When are you deciding
actually, I'm jumping in the studio immediately. I had a lot of stuff to do lined up about press, but my engineer, when I was going, he got to eat. He got a girl at home, so you know what I mean. I'm going. He make solely money off of me. He ended up getting a new job, and Atlantic started getting assistance, paid more. So when I came home, I ain't gonna tell him just stop what you doing. You know, we gonna get the lip. Come on, man, match my man, get him right. We get back in the studio and do what we doing. Actually, I was running around at the same time. Like, I ain't rapped for 8 months. When I was in 2 months, I couldn't travel before, and 6 months I was in prison. I ain't rapped the whole time, so you know, I just been getting hungry and building my hunger up. So when I go in the studio, I lay 20, 30 songs in 2 weeks. It ain't gonna be long before I start going off.
Speaking of hunger, how you lose all that weight so fast, man? 'Cause when you came home, was it 2 weeks ago?
I wasn't really
you was
fat
a little
for
chunky.
real.
Oh.
I had on 4X pants. I had on a 3X shirt. My face was actually fatter than it's probably my face probably still fat. But seeing my face with the clothes on like that, it just looked like I was super fat. I know everybody was like, he chubby. Everybody thought I was gonna come out looking like Gucci. No, I was stressing. I'm in the joint eating up a storm, just trying to take my mind off the world because it's a culture shock, man, when you come from doing what you want and then being shackled. Like, people don't understand, like, they just be like, he in jail. No, you really, I'm a celebrity, so when I first come through, they got me locked in 24 hours, shackled. Like, they got it's a box that go around your arms, that connect around your waist, that go all the way down to your feet. And when you use the phone, like, they put you in this small cage, like, you can't even turn. Like, it's different when you see
though?
It's just, that's the policy.
Yeah.
It's the whole. The whole got policies. You got people that kill people in jail, everything. So I'm like a high profile person. I'm just at this situation. So it was really mind boggling. So when I came home, I was just adjusting. You gotta think about it. I came home on a helicopter. I was actually in the cell watching the news. Meek Mill is up for bail. I'm like, what? I jumped up. The lady was like, we was actually locked in. She came to my cell and like, pack your stuff. We getting you out of here because we don't want no commotion. When we got out, we rode like a half a block. I was looking out the window to the side. I'm looking at the fans. I'm like, people really waiting outside for me to get out of jail? I'm still like humbled by that. I can't believe this.
I'm surprised you packed anything up. I'm like, you
I packed my mail, your legal mail, because you know, you got real scheme artists. Dudes got 30, 40 years in, no contact with family. They want to write. They would steal your mail, write your family members back, and try to get one of your overweight cousins and like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, people focus on stuff like that and try to like take advantage.
That's
crazy. Get one of your fat cousins.
No, like they would try to not like that. They would try to like target people who think that don't have high self-esteem, and they would just try to take advantage. Not saying, let's get this clear in this interview, I love big women. All my cousins. All my cousins that's big, look, all my family members that's big, they got high self-esteem.
Right.
They come,
right.
We don't play them type games in my family. Ain't no you, and that's it. We gonna love you for you. Mm-hmm. You do what you want. You better bag a billionaire if you can. Do whatever you want to do. But guys in them situations, you can't leave your mail. They like plotting.
Right.
If they see you and your girlfriend going through something through the jail phone, they'll steal your mail. He cheating on you while you in. They do all types of stuff. So I had to pack my mail, and I went outside. I went straight to helicopter to the game. I was overwhelmed. I went in the house. I ain't sleep for 2 days.
Did you want to do that? Did you really want to go to that game that night?
Yeah, of course I would.
Okay.
Yeah, why wouldn't I?
I didn't know if you wanted to go home first.
I didn't really care. My mom. I invited my mom to the game. My mom is like, she happy to hear me stepping out the cell, to see me. Like, we come from a real trap, like of single parent. Your mom at work 8 hours a day. Your dad in the graveyard. Like, I take care of my mom. And to see her, for her to see me walk out the door, you see me, I'm on the phone. I'm on FaceTime with my mom, like most of the helicopter ride. My son is meeting me at the game. It was like a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And I like that. I like doing things that like would never really happen again. So I definitely was with it. If I wasn't, I'm like, yo, Mike, take this helicopter, drop me off in my house. He would be like, all right, okay. And that was that.
Did you watch the Super Bowl? How did you watch the Super Bowl? Did you watch it?
In my cell, it was 2 moments. Super Bowl and Beyonce saying free Meek. That was the 2 days that I wasn't in jail.
How sick was you watching the Super Bowl? Thinking about all the festivities of the week?
I wasn't sick because it was in Minnesota. It was like, it was snowing out. Right. No parties ain't really cracking like that. Like jail, like it make you jealous. It'd be like, it could be Memorial Weekend and it rain. You'd be like, all right, it's raining. Everybody ain't really out having fun without me. But I was really happy for real. I was happy that the fact the Eagles was in the Super Bowl, and I was happy the fact that an organization like that was supporting me. You know what I'm saying? That's where I come from. That's heavy to have like a national sports team support you through a time like that. So
Playing
that
your
was,
song and everything. Yeah, that dope.
Yeah, that was different for me. I
Now-
ain't never seen that.
When the Khaled song dropped and you heard Beyonce's verse,
I played that joint back. Like, I know Beyonce ain't saying no shit like this out of her mouth. Like, I had to play it back again. Like, what? She tell me she in the hood screaming free Meek. And I look at that as like, that's mega support from Jay and Beyonce, because they don't have to say it. You know, Beyonce ain't shouting no niggas out in jail. I took that as like, damn, God really working in my favor. You got B talking about free Meek Mill. That was like, that was a great day. Like, I'm listening to the song Jay-Z. And Jay is my man, so I'm kind of getting used to the Jay-Z thing. Jay shout me out. I'm like, damn, I'm amped.
right?
Then as the song going on, I'm like, I'm listening to Beyonce. She says free me. I'm like, damn, this JMB and the support like that to put you on that platform and give you that type of support. These people got a lot of influence. It basically helped me save my life for real, for real. So I was.
But you never know how that influences somebody else listening. Like
Yeah,
that.
hell yeah. Even the Crab coming to see me in prison. That was a real deal. Like, he had to take time out. He never even been in a prison. He been a billionaire for a long time. Like, you ever been in a prison? See the end? No, I didn't. And I'm breaking down real stuff. And these people, they ain't just coming around just pulling up when the camera's out. Some big things about to happen. Some real big things about to happen. That's gonna be surrounded by reform and justice. And you know, you need money to do this type stuff. You need big foundations to participate in this type stuff. For actually, like my case, it was a lot of investigators. My lawyer told y'all when he was here, it was a lot of investigators and people like in the middle of my case bringing things to the light. And with justice for like people who don't have the resources or the money, they need these type things to get out of prison. And we working on an organization right now that's it's gonna be big.
And you have the docuseries that's starting, right?
Yeah, with Amazon, I'm actually just addressing this. Not like the 13th, but addressing the same things the 13th would address, talking about a mass incarceration and probation, parole, and basically, I'm a public figure. I'm a rapper. Where using my platform where we could open more eyes if we talk about my topic and really shed more light on the situation.
When you
Me gotta go too. So
when you sitting in
Don't
jail,
gotta go. I'm having a ball.
when you sitting in jail and you get tragic news like Black Bull passed away.
Yeah, that was crazy for me. That was like, even the Ross situation, the Black Bull situation. My grandmom died. One of my grandmoms died while I was in there. A friend of mine got killed. It was like I was living in a movie. I actually was watching a TV show with Rick Ross. I was talking. I talked to people and they told me about Black Bull dying. And it hurt me, but I didn't really feel it because I ain't see it. Then I seen the TV show with Ross. Friend Lonzo was on the shirt and he had like a R.I.P. Black Bull shirt on it, and then it really hit me. And then like 2 days later, Phil had sent me a obituary of Black Bull, so it was just like, it's suffering when you seeing stuff like that from in there. That's why technical violations, you shouldn't be going to jail. There's people in there for technical violations and their mom died while they was in prison and they couldn't make it to the funeral. That will scar you forever. Like stuff like that will have you angry, like will make you hurt somebody. You don't even know why you hurted somebody. Like you ever see the guy in the hood, he just like, everybody screaming goons and demons and all that. No, for real, you hurt, bro. You really got a problem going on. Your mom might have died when you was younger. Your dad might have got shot too. You couldn't get Jordans, things like that. A lot of people are really hurt and seeing a lot of bad things, traumatized from being in ruthless environments, and really got something going on. But the only way we was taught to express ourselves is through anger. Like even with black people, when we talk about slavery, you gotta go all the way back, not just to the surface of the problem, go all the way back to slaves housing slaves and the way the system was created to make slaves hate each other, and that carried on for, yeah, am I saying it right?
I mean, slavery was a choice.
Because I know you
don't say that, you ass.
What about yourself as far as trauma? You know, having gone through what you went through with
I've been traumatized. Man, my pop got smoked when I was 5. I even asked Lester who. I don't know if they got it on. I ain't see the exact whole show because I was watching it on a boat and there was a lot of noise. I asked him, like, they were saying something like, why would you carry a gun? Because mainstream America, like, he carried a gun before. He's a criminal. No, you had to carry a gun. There ain't no choice. If you bring anybody to my environment, if we go to my environment right now, I go sit on my grandma's steps for 6 hours straight, y'all gonna leave. Y'all ain't gonna stay there. And it's a point in your life where you can't leave. When you 15 years old and you coming out every day, people getting murdered left and right. This is what you're seeing. You could be in the Army for 3 months and see somebody get killed in the bush. One of your cadets, you probably knew him for a year and a half. What about the little kid you grew up with, this guy playing Nintendo? You see him 5 years later with his brains blown out on the curveball. You see your brother with his, I don't have PTSD.
Of course you do.
They letting these guys smoke marijuana and stuff like that to sit back and like really relax. And I think it worked. Like it's, people need medicine for stuff like this, but we get up in there, you was carrying a gun, you a criminal. You going to jail for this many years. But no, I've seen 13 people get killed coming up in my life. You don't think it's
you got
something
trauma, you got PTSD, anxiety, all kind of shit.
It's not even trauma, it's real life. Like, have you ever been in the hood? I talked to my homie Ty. I was like, ain't it crazy? We really was scared, and not scared, like scared of people. Like, you might get out your car and go walk in your house. You got to have your key ready in your hand and slide right in your door, so it just be like, get in the door and shut the door. Really, you running from death. You
100%.
Thinking like you trying to get in the door so you don't get murdered. This is the neighborhood you grew up in. Why should you feel like that? Is it my fault for feeling like this? Is it my fault to not be able to depend on a cop saving? You think if somebody tried to come get the drop on me back in the streets, a police officer will be there to save my life? I seen people get murdered and thrown in body bags in the back of paddy wagons and heard their mom scream, and that was the end of the story.
You ever thought about therapy?
I took therapy. My probation officer actually put me in therapy when I did the rehabilitation. But I want to do the therapy show. What's the show everybody be doing with the older guy?
Oh, on Vice?
Yeah, I like that show. I like Vice a lot. I like that show. The guy, he be doing therapy.
Yeah.
Because I really be wanting to explain, like, the things that I went through to make me think the way I think.
I go every Friday, 3 o'clock, my brother.
Yeah, I gotta get comfortable with something. I probably need like a pretty therapist, somebody that I would love to enjoy time with and like just and talk for real.
No, just somebody with a good conversation. That's all.
Yeah,
man.
they gotta be smart too, but that just would make things even better because you'll make sure you make it there on time every 3 o'clock every Saturday and do what you gotta do.
It gotta affect you now though. Even when you come home, you still gotta have those mental thoughts. Like, I'll never know who somebody might have to drop on me now.
Yeah, I come from being in the yard. I'm in the yard on yard out. I ain't in there with nobody. Don't you know? He acting tough. He got all them guys with him. He's traveling with an entourage. And here it ain't no entourage. It's just straight Robert Williams, state numbers, state boots, yard out. There's 200-300 dudes in here. They've been lifting weights for 17 years straight. They big as silverback gorillas. I had to stand in the yard. So my instincts, my mind is always like, you gotta watch for the attack. Growing up in the world, gotta watch for the attack. Wearing jewelry, you definitely gotta watch for the attack. I even watch all the raps. My chain, man. Fuck, niggas trying to take your life out this joint. That's what's really going on for real. And it been that way with people that come from my culture, and I always had that mind frame. That's why, and by the grace of God, you ain't never really see me getting caught out there in a situation because I come from an environment where they always plan. They plan, you got to pay the ultimate price, and the ultimate price you pay is death. Right. So with the rap industry, people trying to punch you in your face, take your chain. I'm already my mind is already set to play chess for that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm able to navigate and really move in and out of them type situations. But now I just think I'm creating boundaries, and the way I'm presenting myself is washing a lot of energy away from me too.
Right.
How'd you explain everything to your son? Because I know you wanted to make sure that you were honest with him and he knew what was going on. But
they was telling my son, dad in school. I talked to him on the phone. I let like 2 weeks go by because I'm trying to figure out if I always had in my head, like, I'm getting back out of jail. My son ain't going to know about this.
Right.
After a few weeks went by, I'm in jail, son. I'm in jail.
Oh, you told him over the phone?
Yeah. Why you in jail? Riding dirt bikes. I couldn't really explain. I just explained the dirt bike to him. I didn't want to introduce him into drugs. He was like, wow, we ride dirt bikes every day. My son live in the suburbs where, like, all our neighbors their kids got dirt bikes, and they loud. We riding them on the street. It's illegal to really ride them on the street. It's not a crime, but it's a traffic violation for riding them on the street. We in a neighborhood where, like,
everybody does it.
Yeah, it's regular. I see when you be out with your kids, you got the go-kart.
Go-karts,
it's
quads,
not really,
motorcycles, all that, yeah.
They could like how I got arrested, they could do that, but it's not really.
Y'all got your own rules in y'all neighborhood. Y'all good. Yeah.
But I'm sure he hears a lot of things too. Like, is he asking you questions like after you came home?
Yeah, the biggest thing was my son got suspended while I was in school, and I really felt offended behind that because my son never got suspended from school. He in first grade, and him hearing that his father in jail and everybody actually supporting his father from being in jail, he think that in his head. Well, I assume that he was thinking that being a bad guy is kind of like cool. Even my son told me the other day, I'm gonna be big like TK. I had to tell him TK locked up for a double homicide right now. Poppy, what you talking about being big like TK? My mom, I don't never.
TK?
The little kid, you don't even, you getting old. Man, it's for real. Y'all don't know who TK is?
Yeah, I don't know who TK
You don't know
is.
who TK. Damn, that's crazy. That's a little young guy. He got the song, fuck a beat. I was trying to beat the case, but I ain't beat the case. He had a song. He went on a run and made a song about the song, and he ended up being locked up for 2 murders. But all the little kids like him. My son like, I'm gonna be big like him. My mom was in the background like, you say you being big like your dad. You talking about TK. Basically, I'm like, Poppy, yeah, TK booked up for a double homicide for some real stuff. But my son don't know any better. He like all the younger kids. I think he love like Lil Pump, Lil Uzi,
Lil Skies.
who that Lil Skies? I was locked up for Lil Skies. I don't know who that is yet. Like all the younger guys, he love them type people. And I don't knock him. He growing dreads right now. I'm just like, you ain't getting no color in your dreads. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Uzi had some black dreads the other day. He was like, don't let your son get no colorful dreads. I'm like, you want dreads because of you, nigga. What you talking? You gotta tell him that. And I really gotta turn to Uzi, be like, yo, when you see Poppy, tell him, man, get your dreads black, cause he wants. Next thing you know, he gonna want some tattoos on his face. But that's what they watching on that YouTube.
The owner of the Philly said he said you won't admit to this, but he saw you cry a little bit when you got sentenced.
Yeah, hell yeah. I put that under the what's the kid named Shiggy? He had a Instagram post the other day.
Yeah.
He was like, when gangsters cry like this. I was like, yeah, when I got my 2 to 4, that's how I was. I'm watching my whole freedom. It ain't, look, you can't really, I don't live by what people live by. Like, I done been in my own friend's funeral and ain't dropped a tear because that's how cold I was at life, and at that point in life. I'm not at that point no more. I might see a cat get ran over by a car and might feel some type of way about it. 5 years ago, I wouldn't feel no type of way about it because I probably just seen one of my schoolmates get murdered in cold blood. I can't feel sorry for no cat. I can't watch TV when they talking about somebody left their dog on the airplane. I can't. At some point, I couldn't feel. Seriously, I couldn't feel sympathy for that. I'm like, yo, they talking about a gorilla on the news for a week. A little girl just got shot in her head in my neighborhood. It ain't even make it to news. They talking about a gorilla for a week. In our eyes, it make me not value myself. Like, oh, they don't really care about us. And when Kanye saying like people are controlled, when he talking to media stuff, he making some good points. I understand where he going at, but he making some bad points too, and it's overshadowing the points he really making. But and that's where I was at.
I saw you were at the Innocence Project Gala too last night, and those are people who are wrongfully convicted.
Too, look, I even learned, not aside from that, I like Innocent Project, but like even with this right here, like you sit right here, you sit right here, you sit right here. You don't think that's a tactic? Like when people talk, if you talking to 2, 3, you bound to say some stupid shit, and the man like, no, for real. And I
we can get you.
This don't got nothing to do with nothing. Of course, I just studied it. Like one time, I'm just watching all y'all interviews and shit. Just watching.
He go hard, and when he go too hard, I ease it up a little bit.
Yeah,
and he go back hard,
I studied
ease it
the
up.
way if you gotta go this way, you don't even get a chance to think before you gotta answer the next.
But
question.
I feel you on the sympathy though, because that's how I be nowadays. I have empathy for people.
Y'all ruthless. Like you, Joe Buttons, y'all kind of ruthless.
Don't put me in the category with Joe Buttons. He's ridiculous.
Yeah, but y'all kind of ruthless. Even I heard, I don't care if Meek went to jail, this, that, and the third, such and such.
He ain't gonna say that when you see him.
But nah, and I ain't gonna do nothing to him if he did say it. I'm gonna keep on balling. I'm gonna keep on balling the way I be balling. But I think I go deeper than that. Even with Wendy, I was like, I seen Don Lemon over. I'm like, he said, I'm like, tell her stop saying certain stuff that she's saying, because one time she was like, yeah, we kind of know he's innocent now, but if I was the judge, I would keep him in here. First of all, you black media, you got a real platform. I got a son in the house. I got a son. It's another son that's not being raised with a father. I would go 2 years without raising my son. My mom is watching the show. Another black woman lost her son.
Right.
You basically saying we know he innocent, but If I was the judge, I would keep them in, and I'm actually watching people clap to that. So
Charlamagne was weary at first a little bit.
of course, because he's ruthless like that.
What I said was
first.
Meek don't deserve 2 to 4 years, but he was on Instagram popping wheelies, and but I wasn't even looking at the wheelies. I was looking at the other stuff before that.
What anything I did, I never committed a crime.
And that's the whole thing. I think that the story that was put out there that people thought at first was that you did commit these crimes prior in your life, and that's why you were.
But the whole narrative is, if you committed a crime at 18 years old, you shouldn't be going to jail at 31 years old for
I agree.
not committing crimes. And they make us think that's okay. Like the way they set it up is like, you see people on Instagram or Charlamagne saying, yeah, he broke probation, jail it is. No, these are extreme conditions. Like if you see if we go Google a state prison tray, this stuff we wouldn't even get to our dog. If my dog, we got a little Yorkie in my house, if it bit you on the ankle and then bit my other friend on the ankle next week, I wouldn't lock my dog in the closet for a month. And if my dog was trained and know not to bite people, would you lock your dog in the closet for a month? You'd probably be arrested for locking your dog in the closet for a month. Why should I get locked in the closet? A cell is equivalent to the size of a closet for popping a willie.
Right.
That don't.
Yeah, I wasn't just looking at the wheelie though. I was looking at like the other situations that people thought you was involved in, but you.
We talking about justice. You get locked up for a crime or you don't. Like, it's like when people get exonerated from prison, it could have looked like they did the murder 10 different ways. People will go with justice because, right, they say justice is the end result that America represents. Justice was, I ain't been arrested in 11 years for committing crime at all. I actually been doing good in my life. I am not an angel. I made mistakes. It was situations I could have ejected myself from, but I ain't commit no crime, and I ain't have intentions. I never stepped out the house with intentions of committing crimes and doing negative stuff.
2 to 4 years was ridiculous. And once you understand the facts of the case, you're like, come on.
That was to destroy. That wasn't to rehabilitate. Jail was to rehabilitate. They safe. That was to destroy 2 years. My career would have been over with. It's not. I wouldn't say over with because I'm just a fighter like that. But people would have viewed it as that way, and I would have had to fight so hard to get back. Like, I take care of a family tree. I employ people. Man, let's come up with a different solution. 2 to 4 years state time.
Especially when both things were dropped. There was no charges. He didn't get charged for the motorcycle. He didn't charge for fight. They were dropped. There shouldn't have been nothing.
But in the dark, these are the laws that really exist. Like, I seen something with Kevin Gates right now. He can't leave out of Chicago.
Nope.
What y'all trying to get him killed? Y'all see is he got locked up in Chicago. Like, really in the courtroom, you supposed to be like, ma'am, sir, Your Honor, 700 people got killed in Chicago this year. I came to Chicago with a firearm. I fear for my life. I want to protect my life. I'm one of the, I could be 701. I'm a black young man coming to this area. There should be some leniency taking place. There should be some leniency taking place to that. No, lock him up, put him in a state prison. He come home, you can't work, you got to stay here. What you gonna do? You think Kevin Gates, he's known for making money, getting a lot of money. He's eligible for a home invasion. He's black. He's eligible to get murdered. Let that man go and work and do what he got to do. You don't think that's slowing him up? Absolutely. Your family live in a whole different state and you can't move?
Have you thought about looking into any of the political prisoners locked up in Philly, like Mumia Abu Jamal?
Yeah, Mumia, I got in court. I got out the next week. I was looking at the news. He got in court. And it was just the light. Like, Mumia was the only light shed on Pennsylvania judicial system in a long time. But you got to remember, it was a cop killing. And they're really fighting, saying that I don't know like the specifics of his case because it's before my time. I've been learning through my 5 months. But they've been fighting for a long time, and a lot of the evidence is pointing to somebody else committed the murder.
Right.
But at the same time, it's still a cop killing, so they're doing everything in their power
to keep him in there.
Not to get us a shot.
Yeah.
But now light is stepping in. Even we got a district attorney, the head district attorney. He was a civil rights lawyer. He ain't saying that nobody ain't supposed to be in jail, but he like, if you ain't supposed to be in jail, I ain't pursuing putting you in jail. It's like situations in New York. You see some of the situations. I don't want to speak on people legal stuff. We know what happened in some of the situations, but the DA still gonna pursue it like, no, you did that. If we don't get who did that, you did that. One of y'all did that, and somebody gonna go to jail. That ain't justice. If somebody going to jail for somebody else's murder, you riding in the car with me, I jump out and shoot somebody and get back in the car with you. You might not want to get out the car with me. You just seen me shoot somebody. Now we ride off and get locked up. it's conspiracy.
Oh, no, I'm telling. Soon as
yeah,
we
it's
get
conspiracy.
You know that.
Me, I believe you
civilian.
and I believe you should. If you don't got nothing to do with criminal activity,
Right.
and somebody put you in a position you ain't signed up for criminal
So
activity.
you feel sorry for him then?
Who?
The guy on the TV.
Who's on TV?
Oh, stop it.
Yeah, if he got he didn't get locked up though.
Who's on the TV? Who was on TV?
Don't worry about it, okay?
Yeah, he didn't get locked up. I'm
He's a
just saying
fire.
like.
But he
Yeah,
said
I-
that though. He said that he would. He said I'm telling because I'm a civilian.
Yeah, if
yeah,
you're a
fine.
civilian, that's on him. You gotta portray that. You gotta live that.
Well,
I mean,
we're
that's his
looking.
battle.
We are looking forward to see what you have coming up.
Yeah,
Because
some
I know
handsome
you
Yeah,
you
good
have
energy
an
around you, man.
organization that you guys.
I
when
got
are
some
you gonna
aggressive
announce
rap
that?
coming in. You know
I'm
what I mean?
ready
I got a
for
lot
that.
to talk about. A lot of music to drop. We gonna address a lot of
You know
situations.
they're gonna scrutinize you as soon as you drop some aggressive shit. They're gonna be like, see, he back to rapping about gangster shit.
It's real life though. It's like when you hear us rapping, when we like such and such. If you do this, I'm gonna do that. We was traumatized. This is how we was brought up. Nah, because look, this is what I learned, man, and it's serious. I seen when them 17 kids got killed in the school in Florida. They got up and they protested for their people. They made sure they made a presence for their people, and
Right.
it became a big issue. To me, that was normal when 17 people get killed. Like 17 people get killed in my neighborhood every 17 days. But to them, that wasn't normal. So they value themselves a certain way. So they stood up, and I seen people from our community go stand up with them, and I like that. I like when people to come together, but I would love when that happened in our neighborhood, and it got to start with us. It can't start with no kids from the suburban area
Word up.
standing
Yes.
up for us. But when we stand up,
Come stand
I'm going to
with
love
us.
to see them kids come stand with us the same way, and we could put it into maybe it being 8, because I know where I could find an 8K in 10 minutes in New York, Philadelphia. This AKs is 13, 14-year-old kids running around with AKs. We don't make AKs. They get in there some type of way. I never really paid it any mind growing up. It's like, damn, where would all these guns come from? We got
Ain't no Uzis made in Harlem.
no, not at all. But they're around. They're around, and you can get an Uzi faster than you can get a job for sure in our neighborhoods. And something got to change. And I love the way they stood up. And I just think that there's always going to be a space for change and real things to happen. I got a platform to make something happen. I am not turning into a full-time activist. I don't care about taking credit for helping people. I've been helping people, my peoples, my whole life and my community. I got a platform to do a job, and I'm going to do the job because I'm actually interested in seeing people get out of these crazy situations that I've seen a lot of people in. Actually, when I had to pack my stuff, I was taking long to pack, and one of the lifers came to me and said, man, get out of here, man. Like, hurry up. Get out. I felt a little guilty seeing some of these dudes still stuck in here because I knew some of them was innocent for murders. I know about their cases. They was with somebody in the car. Somebody got smoked in.
They ain't want to tell.
They ain't want to tell because
right.
they probably would have got smoked if they told anyway. They probably wouldn't even have a prison sentence. And they was put in a hard situation, and that was their life. So I felt a little guilty leaving some of them dudes. And, I made a commitment to helping some of them, and it's a real situation.
Well, we appreciate you for joining us.
Meek Mill.
It's
Glad
not a
you
marketing plan. Music on the way afterwards. We're going to get things going and do what we do, man. Get back to the music, have some fun, and move with a purpose, I guess.
All right. Well, it's Meek Mill. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Hey, yo, too, man. Make sure the interview still rolling.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
I just try to be free today and talk and give my opinion. Don't take my words and twist it up and try to make me into a bad guy, man. I'm just trying to make things. No, for real, because we had a long conversation.
Oh, no, we definitely-
I got to go back to y'all interviews and look at it and be like,
They gonna edit when you said you took the perk for an hour, then started talking about Nicki. And they gonna say Meek Mill said he slept with Nicki for an hour
Oh,
after
stop
taking a
it.
perk. That's what they.
any girl that know, if they know if they been around that perk era, they know what's up with me. Yeah, you ain't even the internet ain't even gotta tell them.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.